Hello, students. Dr. Nathanson here. I hope you are well. I wanted to give just a sort of short talk and update on my thoughts about what I call the new world of work and really the work portfolio life and its relationship to compensation. I've been writing about for many, many years, the future of work, which is around what I call a work portfolio life. That is, um, you know, where a person has multiple streams of income around their passions, around things that they enjoy. For example, you might work in a traditional full-time job for someone, and you might have your own one-person business on the side. You might work two or three part-time jobs, and you put them together to make things work. You might have your own company of one, and you might be a contractor, for example, on two or three other projects for someone else. We're rapidly moving towards an era where, you will Sunday night, you'll swipe for matches, work during the week based on your needs and your desires and the kind of work and skills that, you have and that you want to do. Um, During the pandemic, the portfolio life, I think, was, the time frame increased because now everyone was home and people like this flexibility and they enjoyed the fact that they could, do what they want when they wanted. And people started to develop, their own little work portfolio lives. Here we are, and several years later, and on one hand, companies have kind of, changed their behavior as I would have expected. They want people back in the office. There's less focus on employee engagement and more focus on productivity and those kinds of things. However, people have not changed. Because of the pandemic, people's lives have changed, I think, permanently in terms of how they want to spend their lives and how they want to work. You will spend most of your life working, and it, as I like to say, it should be joyful. So there is this conflict right now that's occurring between, organizations that really want people there to be loyal to them on a full-time basis and, people who want, more flexibility in their lives. Some call this the gig economy, but in either case, this new world of work is here to stay, and it's not going back. Good news is there's a lot of platforms that, enable people to post work that they want to do, as well as, look for work that others have posted. For example, there's a platform, I mean, there's over 100 platforms. One of the platforms I like is called Upwork, and Upwork is it's a platform for freelancers, writers, designers, developers, and so on. And that it's a good example of the kind of platform I'm speaking about in the new world of work. There's a platform called Fiverr, Fiverr, which is also a marketplace for, creative and professional services. Freelancer has been around, for a long time. Um, and they really cover a wide range of skills. So there's many platforms now that are enabling this new world of work. TaskRabbit has been around for a long time. I mean, on one hand, you could use TaskRabbit, to find a plumber, or if you're a plumber, to post your services. On the other hand, TaskRabbit has expanded to, handyman services, and if you need somebody to drive you, and so on. So it's a really creative site based on the kinds of skills that you want to use. Of course, everyone knows about Uber and Lyft and Instacart and DoorDash and Uber Eats, of course, which serves a different market. There's a fairly new app or online community called GigWalk, and it's a platform that connects people that are doing market research in retail stores, uh, um, kinds of tasks and jobs that require, walking and observing and researching. So that might be interesting for some people. There's a platform called TopTail, which has been around a while, TOPTAL, and it's really for software designers. And a similar site, 99 Designs, is for a lot of graphic design services. So just to give you an idea that there is a wide variety of platforms out there today to enable the work portfolio life. And I think that's a good thing. When it comes to compensation, many companies are starting to move to skill-based pay. In other words, instead of paying for, seniority or your specific job title or level in the organization, companies are focused on looking to pay for contributions and skills and expertise. And I think that's good. As companies realize that they're going to have to work in the same way with people who are not full-time as the people who are full-time when it comes to compensation. I think that's a good thing in this job market. Glassdoor is a site that I like if you want to not only do research on salary information, but just to see what other companies or other people are saying about other companies. And when it comes to compensation, I think Glassdoor is a really good research site. I also like PayScale. I like salary.com. You could also go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics to do research. And lately, Indeed is pretty good place for doing research on work and compensation. By the way, I also think Indeed is a great place to go just to type in a particular type of work that you think you might be interested in, and just to see what the kinds of jobs are out there in the areas that you want to do or you're interested in or want to learn. I think that's a good way to do research. Robert Half consulting firm has a free salary guide. Of course, LinkedIn has a salary section you should check out, and everybody should have a LinkedIn profile. And I encourage you to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have a large network, and through myself, perhaps you'll find a good contact. Monster Salary still exists as a place to do research around compensation and so on. So there are many places to research online to sort of see what the market will pay for the kinds of work that you're going to be doing. There's also more of a transparency and communication these days around compensation. Compensation used to be a big secret, and now companies are opening that up and sharing salary scales and more information with people, which I think is good. During the pandemic, of course, there was a huge focus on not just salary but well-being, people's well-being, measuring people's health at work and so on. That's a trend that's going to continue, but it has slowed a little bit, I must admit, since the pandemic ended. A lot of companies are making their financial decisions based on data-driven analytics. So companies are also looking at salary benchmarks and analytics to determine what they're going to pay, which is why you should have multiple streams of income. If you have multiple streams of income, you are increasing the range of possibilities for yourself. Always do research to see what the latest government laws are in terms of employee protections, even if you're a contractor. And of course, in the last few years, there's been a huge emphasis on on equity and inclusion, and it's important to work with organizations that you feel appreciated and you feel included based on your differences. So that's kind of all I wanted to cover. I just wanted to give you some more ideas relative to compensation and the new world of work. If we had people on this call, I would ask you we would have a little team exercise, and I would ask you to talk about how have the ways in which you've earned money in the last few years changed, or if they've changed at all, or you might think about how you might anticipate in the future your ways of earning income might change. So I hope this little talk gave you some ideas. It's expected that by the year 2025, 26, 50 to 60% of all working adults will have more than one stream of income. So it's time to get started for you and to think about what your work portfolio life will be in the future. So until next time, I hope you enjoy this, whether you're looking at this morning, evening. Know that I'm cheering for you, every step of the way. All right. Take care.